on the latest developments on the that very sad event. We are joined from El Abbasiyya Cathedral by Nile TV's correspondent وائل سيد. وائل.
ايوه ماشي.
ايوه وائل، ممكن تقول لنا اخر تطورات الاحداث بعد الانفجار اللي حصل النهارده الصبح في العباسية؟
The latest development that there are almost 30 dead and 49 injured people, and the hospitals received these cases in Al-Zahra, Al-Abbasiyya and other hospitals. They are getting the medical care. And now I am beside the Al-Shifa hospital, in which there are 6 of the dead people and 10 of the injured. There are critical 4 ones, but the other 6 are tiny injury, and we are following up their cases. Besides the cathedral, there was a demonstration there, Muslims and Christians chanting slogans against this explosion, and also they chanted slogans saying that Christians and Muslims are one hand against whoever wants to raise troubles between both. Well, do you have any information about the doer of this explosion? Any information from the security or not? I don't hear you well. Well, there's information. Do you have any information about the explosion, the doer of the explosion? I was able to enter the cathedral. The explosion is great. It's a big one. Many facilities, chairs were destroyed. And also there is a huge amount of blood in the cathedral from inside and outside. There are signs of destruction. Certainly, Wa'il Al-Sayyid, our correspondent from the cathedral, we will get back to you to follow up the latest development.
That killed 25 people and injuring 49 others. The St. Mark Cathedral is the seat of Egypt Orthodox Christian Church and is home to the office of its spiritual leader, Pope Tawadros II. We'll go to a short break, and after that we'll be back to resume our live coverage, so stay tuned.
الحكايه كده، هي الحكايه كده. انا بقول الكلام ده ليه؟ لان انا ما يهمنيش اي حد في الدنيا غيركم. انا ما يهمنيش غير المصريين. مستعد اقف قدام الدنيا كلها، انما تكونوا انتوا معايا. انما غير كده انا ما اقدرش اقاوم الا بيكم. ما اقدرش اقاوم الا بيكم انتم المصريين اللي انتوا غيرتوا الدنيا دلوقتي.
عهدنا ربنا نحمي ارضنا، وفرحة الشهادة للشهيد بتكون شرف. هتدفعوا الثمن ويشهد الزمن، كل اللي خان بلاده بان ودلوقتي اتعرف. وحدوا الصفوف جمعوا القلوب، سدوا كل باب موارب امنعوا الخطر. فوقوا القيام انتباه اوام، رجعوا الروح اللي خلت المصر انتصر. حداد ورا حداد ورا شهداء جداد، نخلق عزيمة فينا سينا تبقى نور ونار. حلفنا 100 يمين ناخد بطار يتيم، وعمر احضناها نبقى جوا منها نار. حداد ورا حداد ورا شهداء جداد، نخلق عزيمة فينا سينا تبقى نور ونار. حلفنا 100 يمين ناخد بطار يتيم، وعمر احضناها نبقى جوا منها نار.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. We continue our live coverage for the repercussions after the deadly explosion that took place today at the Cairo Coptic Cathedral Church that killed 25 people and injured more than 49 others. And to shed more light on that, we are joined over the phone by General Hamdi Bikhit, the Member of Parliament and the strategic expert. Hello, General Hamdi.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Sir, how do you read the timing of the explosion that took place early today at the Coptic Cathedral?
The explosion has a great relation with many accidents happened the past 2 weeks. The past 2 weeks we witnessed a lot of frontage between the forces of the Interior Ministry and the armed forces in all the areas and the fields of the front against the terrorism gangs, which is spreading all over the country, especially those who were spreading inside the cities. One of them was in Kafr Sheikh, and the other was in Giza, and the third one now is in the cathedral, the big cathedral in Cairo, in Abbasiyah. What happened is leading us to know that these gangs are coming up from the main project of the Muslim Brotherhood, which is supported with many agencies of the intelligence community all over the world, and those who are working on the ground from the people who are recruited to carry out such actions for money or for something like that. That leads us to know that what happened is representing a penetration in the security system. Let's be frankly speaking about that, because if we didn't face what happened with all the aspects, frankly, I think we are going to be misleaded in coming actions which are planned from day and night. This action is planned from long time. The penetration has been suggested through many ways. Till they got the moment to carry it out. Now they use the celebration days or the holidays when we celebrate the birth of Prophet Muhammad, and at the same time we are close to the celebration of the Christmas and our brothers from the Christians in Egypt. So this is why they choose this time to spread over the country a kind of fear, to let the people do not approach these places of holy process. And at the same time, we can't ignore that the awareness of the people all over the country, in the street, in every facility, should be one of the most respectful things we should consider in this action.
Yes.
The fight and the front had begun to be more fired, more aggressive between the forces of frontage on the ground and those gangs.
Yes,
now we are expecting some other actions, not in Cairo, but in other cities, because if you are protecting some facilities, they are going to destroy the other. So we should make a kind of equation and qualification between all the facilities, all the vital facilities to protect it through this or during this very critical day.
Yes, sir. Sir, what measures from your point of view as a strategic expert should be implemented on the ground after these incidents that took place, of course, in Giza on Friday, in Kafr Sheikh, and today's in the cathedral? What measures should be implemented on the ground in order to have some precautionary measures against any terrorist attack?
When we mention these actions, I think we should put in consideration many preemptive action taken by the security forces against these elements.
Yes, sir.
What they did in the last 2 weeks, they destroyed many bases, they captured many elements and agents, they captured many storages in this area of helping terrorism to carry out such action.
Yes.
So this is why we can say that the frontage between those forces and the terrorist elements has begun to be more fired and more
fierce,
intensive. So we can't ignore that these actions had prevented many other actions could destroy many other vital targets.
Yes.
So this is why we can evaluate what the military forces and the security forces has carried out through these past 2 weeks. So we should consider that this action wouldn't stop. And so we have to consider the lessons learned from every action to make the precautions to help us face these threats all over the country, and especially in the main cities on the vital targets.
Of course. General Hamdi, do you see a link here between the final verdict against the terrorist Adel Habbara and the explosions that took place today at the cathedral?
I don't think that there is a relation, but the terrorism action in such a vital target, the cathedral, has been planned since a long time ago.
Indeed,
it's not a matter of day and night. It has been planned since, you can say weeks, you can say months.
Yes.
So this is why we can't make any kind of attachment between what happened with Habbara and this action.
So, sir, do you believe that on the international level, the countries around the globe should unite in order to face the growing threats of terrorism, which is threatening the whole globe, not only Egypt?
I didn't hear this question well.
Yes, sir. About the international standard that and the international union that should be made in order to face the growing terrorism, which is threatening not only Egypt but the whole world.
That's what Egypt is emphasizing on. We have met many delegation teams here in the Egyptian parliament, and we have traveled to many other countries to meet these parliaments in their countries. And the language which is spread all over our delegation meeting is that terrorism is a threat to all the world, and it doesn't leave any part of the international map. The international community should be organized, should be coordinated to face such threats, especially between the countries which have the same borders like what we have with Libya and Sudan, especially those who are living on the same area. We can't ignore Daesh in Libya, and we can't ignore Daesh at the same time in Syria and Iraq.
Yes.
We can't ignore Boko Haram in Nigeria. All these maps in Sub-Sahara are with a great relation or a big relation with the southern coast of the Mediterranean, which is considered another big gate of threat to the northern coast of the Mediterranean. So Europe is threatened, North Africa is threatened, Sub-Sahara is threatened, the Red Sea Basin is also threatened, especially the Gulf States. That is not leaving a part of the world unless they have some action in it. So we have to organize and coordinate our process and our measures to face such a threat.
Indeed, General Hamdi Bikhit, Member of Parliament and our strategic expert, thank you very much, sir, for your precious input and your information about the blast, of course, and how you read the scene after that explosion that took place today at the Cairo Cathedral that killed 25 people and injured over 49 others. And of course, our TV viewers, that would bring us to a short break now, and after that we'll be back to resume our live coverage for the repercussions and the aftermath of today's explosion at the St. Mark Cathedral in Cairo. So stay tuned.
ياللي حضنك هو نفسه حضن أمي، ياللي ليكي فيا أكتر من اللي ليا، ياللي مهما بعدت عنك جوا دمي.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. We continue our extended live coverage for the aftermath and the repercussions after the explosion that took place today at Cairo St. Mark Cathedral, killing 25 people and injuring 49 others. To shed more light on that, we are very much delighted to have with us over the phone Dr. Samir Raghib. He is the chairman of the Arab Foundation for Strategic Experts Analyst. Dr. Samir.
Welcome to you. Welcome.
Hello, Dr. Samir. Dr. Samir, how do you see the very sad incident today that took place at the Cairo St. Mark Cathedral, the explosion that killed 25 people?
First of all, I want to send our condolences to the victims, families, friends, and lovers. Also, my condolences for President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. Now I speak from inside the cathedral to share our friends and lovers from Coptic people in Egypt. I speak to you from inside the cathedral.
Yes, sir.
This terror attack belongs to several trials to undermine the security and trying to make explosion to the sectarian conflict. Egypt, there is no sectarian conflict or ethnic conflict. The terror group try to make several attacks from several places, on several places, to send a message to the world that Egypt, after 30 of June revolution, does not satisfy security, does not establish or achieve security. In contrast with the reality, in the reality we have the security apparatus make a successful achievement against the terror group and the terrorists, extremist militia in Sinai and in Nile Valley.
Dr. Samir, as you have kindly mentioned that you are at the St. Mark Cathedral now, sir, how do you see the reaction of the people after that very sad explosion?
Inside the cathedral, it's quiet and peace. They exchange condolences and solidarity inside. Outside there is a security existence, heavy security existence, and the road from the two sides of the cathedral run as the normal condition. There is no, but around the boundaries of the cathedral, there is some people cry about their relatives and from the victims, but there is no demonstration or just solidarity, and all waiting for the news now. There is injured people, their families. By the way, the hospital is near, the Mirdash hospital is near the cathedral.
Yes.
People walk between the cathedral and the hospital, which is in Shams specialized hospital, or the Mirdash hospital. This time for solidarity, not the time to speak about the explosion. The explosion is the responsibility of the security apparatus. But now, all Egyptian people must make the solidarity for their neighbors, of Christian people. The terror group try to make a divided with this community. This community, one part, not two parts, in all history. So this is the time for the solidarity, for the time to support our security apparatus, not the time to exchange blame or jump to the conclusion for the investigation in this crime.
We have to wait and see the results of the investigations. Of course, Dr. Samir Raghib, our chairman of the Arab Foundation for Strategic Analysts, thank you very much, sir, for your precious input. And of course, our deepest condolences for the families of the victims. And we would like to wish all the injured speedy recovery. Of course, our dear viewers, our extensive and extended coverage for the explosion that took place today at Cairo St. Mark Cathedral, killing 25 people and injuring 49 others, will continue, of course, throughout the day. Now we'll go to a short break, and after that, we'll be back to resume our live coverage, so stay tuned.